Hey guys, welcome back to another installment of the show Around the Mat. The question that we always try to answer here is, why the hell are we doing this? We don't know. But today we've got an expert set of panelists who are here to join us and talk a little bit about the upcoming Metamoris 4 card. Joining me today, we have Kevin Phillips, my co-host from Verbal Tap. How are you doing today, Kev?
I'm doing great. I love that you called me an expert, and I like my fight analysis like I like my weed. On fire.
Kev, do me a favor right now. Tell me, do you know who's in the secret match? Go.
I have a pretty strong hunch that it's Brandon Schaub versus Usain Bolt in a battle to see who's faster to withdraw from the action. That's just what I've heard.
Let's go ahead and say hello and a welcome back to our good friend, Mr. Paul Moran.
Excellent kindergarten level joke.
Paul, you seem to know a lot of things about nothing, but do you know who's in the secret match?
I don't know for sure, but knowing Halleck and kind of how he keeps things close, I would bet that it's going to be either Kenny Florian or Jeff Glover in there, perhaps against each other, since they've been involved with Metamoris before, but I can't confirm that.
Confirm this for me. Is the answer in his backpack?
Oh, clearly. Also, in that backpack is all the drug testing materials that will happen for Metamoris.
Too soon.
Oh.
We'll get there when we get there. Let's go ahead and welcome our new guest, Christian Woodman. How are you doing today, Christian?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Not bad. Do you know who's in the secret match? Follow-up, are you in the secret match? Blink once for yes, blink twice for no.
I can't confirm nor deny the second question. My guess for the first one would be Gabby Garcia versus Buchecha, only for the world's best man in the mat.
Wow, you went there. Can we also comment about the fact that it looks like you're doing this live from Guantanamo Bay?
I mean, if you're complaining, I can kind of go to Starbucks or something, but they don't really let me in there anymore.
Well, I mean, I really want to get to the bottom of that, but I think we've also got to say hello to our good friend, Mr. Lex Friedman. Lex, how are you doing, man?
Comrade, I'm doing good.
Comrade. Jesus. Hey, Lex, let me ask you this real quick.
Yes, comrade.
What is wrong with your bar?
Oh, that's funny you should mention that. There comes a time in a boy's life when he's ready to become a man, and that's when his color changes from the girlish color of purple to the also manly color of. Give me a second here.
Hold on. Let me see if I can summarize this properly. Purple belts. Our good friend Lex Friedman is challenging you to beat him up. Is that what that was? I'm not sure. By calling it girly color purple.
There's nothing wrong with being girly. It's feminine. It's beautiful. It's
yes,
fragile.
Being girly is being feminine. What a significant statement you said there. Congratulations to you. Round of applause from all of us here on making it to your brown belt. We're very excited for you, my man.
Congratulations.
Parabands.
Snaps. Indeed. Now that we've got introductions to all of our panel, let's get straight to it, you guys. So we're going to go match by match, but we got to start with the most obvious, the secret match. I'm going to go over to our good friend Lex Friedman again and just ask you, Lex, what the fuck is up with the secret match?
Well, I didn't get a chance to pick a secret match. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, fine. Just do it now.
You remember Rocky IV? Remember that movie? That was never, the result of that was never the correct one. So I think the actor who played Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, has to go against the actor who played Ivan Drago. That's going to be.
We're aware that was a boxing movie. That has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
It's all combat. It's yeah, man. It has
all right, we're gonna go over to someone who knows what they're talking about. Christian, tell us what the fuck is up with this match.
I don't know. Typical propaganda, making lots of money, trying to stir things up. But I mean, I would imagine they've been kind of. I know, like UFC got involved in a lot of things, and they were talking about putting on Fight Pass or anything like that, and they've been talking a lot about Ronda and Gabby. So it would be nice to see like Ronda versus Gabby in some kind of match, but. I don't know. They're probably doing something along the lines of trying to set some kind of big money up for some kind of situation, but I honestly have no idea. I'm hoping it's entertaining because they've been hyping it up a lot.
Is there any fear that this might be a letdown? Kevin Phillips, I ask you this.
1,000%. We will probably be let down by the secret match. I'm looking at the rest of the lineup. It's featured by Chael Sonnen. It's featured by Andre Galvao. Unless it's Hodger coming out to beat up Optimus Prime, this secret match was a mistake.
I think I would see that, but do you think he could get a cross collar on Optimus Prime?
Without fucking question. Well, in the gi, obviously.
It would obviously have to be in a gi. since it'd be a cross-collar check.
Thanks, Christian.
Yep.
Jeez.
Just wanted to throw it in there. Sorry.
Episode fact checker.
Paul, I want to ask you this. What do you think about the rumors that this would go on Fight Pass? Do you think there's any truth to that, or do you think that this is just wishful thinking on Metamoris' part?
I think that it's a possibility. UFC is going to try to make money wherever it can, and it's not going to hurt them at all. It would do great things for Metamoris, so I'm not sure if it'll actually happen, but I could see it.
Lex, do you see it actually happening? Do you think that it would actually go down like that?
What? I wasn't paying attention. What is it? Sorry, man.
It's just started. What's the point?
Lex is still wrapped up on his acceptance speech for his Baron belt. So
Just tell me, do you think Fight Pass would be a great venue for Metamoris?
Thank you for asking that question, Rob. And my answer is no. Next question. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for your candor and your honesty. Kevin, do you think it would be a good fit with the UFC, Fight Pass, and Metamoris?
Absolutely not. Metamoris is not in that league yet. Metamoris isn't ready for that. They need to keep making these fights available afterwards on YouTube the way God designed it, and they need to be their own brand.
Let's go ahead and start looking at the matches that we do know about.
Choose your destiny.
We're going to talk with the person who actually sponsored Garry at a tournament. Let's start with Paul Moran.
So I have to say, for full disclosure, there are two athletes that Met Radio sponsors, and Gary's one of them. Mark Dickman, fighting for the RFA title. Is
Not
the
asked.
other.
I'm not giving you more time to promote your other person.
All right.
Get to the
All right.
topic at hand.
I think Gary's the most exciting grappler on the planet. He really doesn't care about anything other than the finish, so this style of match is perfect for him. Also good friends with Kit, who I think will put on a great match. Has been training really hard with all the guys like that went to that Turkey camp, so Kyotera, Yuri, a whole bunch of them. So I think they're both going to be really well prepared, although I think Gary's just on a different level right now, and we'll take this by submission.
I like that you preface this by saying you're friends with both of them, because that was a big concern for our audience.
It's full disclosures. I know you don't have to make these disclosures since no one likes you, but I feel like I should.
It's all right.
Carry
I'll
on.
go ahead and call my friend Kit Dale. It's fine. I'll let him know that you don't really treasure his friendship, but that's okay. Let's go over to Christian.
I honestly think that Gary's really, really good. I don't think Kit's going to be able to submit Garry. Gary's just a scrambling monster. But I don't think that Gary's going to really be able to have a good chance at trying to control Kit. I think Gary's going to go for the finish the whole time, but I end up seeing it being a draw only because they're just going to be an unstoppable force versus an unmovable object type situation. But it'd be really nice to see Kit come out and kind of like go really, really hard instead of try to like control everything the whole time. But I don't think it's going to be enough for either of them to kind of come up on top. It's going to definitely be a draw.
Kev, how do you see that playing out? Do you think that Kit Dale has a chance?
Absolutely. I have my drunk as fuck hat on because that's what we're going to get when Kit wins this match by shocking surprise. He's been training the stand-up. He's getting ready for the G-tones. The G-Lee tones. He's going to be ready for this match. And even if, let's just say, somehow Garry Tonon beat him, you guys are forgetting the internet's on Kit Dale's side. So when the video goes through the internet filter, it's going to look like Kit won anyway. This is easy.
Lex, how do you see this playing out?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What's up again? Can you ask that question? Or...
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually lost. I went against Garry, and I lost.
How'd you lose?
Rear naked. I just gave it to him, and then I tapped. So he taught me a valuable lesson that you
Which
can
is?
finish your rear naked over your face versus over the neck.
Mhm.
And he's shown that before that it's pretty successful. It's a pretty good choke when you can just crush the face. It actually chokes you too. It's great. And I was just at the Grappler's Quest, and I got to watch Garry going against Rustam Chisaev, which is this hairy Russian dude who's a monster. And he did basically what I think Kit would do in this, and Kit is a hairy monster too, is control the positions and not let Garry do anything. Not let Garry be Garry, which is create cool scrambles and submissions. So Kit is just going to hold position hard for 20 minutes.
I would just like to add before we go on that I have fought Garry, and he smashed me. So if that helps out at all with the decision, I think that's crucial.
Congratulations. 2/5 of this podcast has lost to Garry Tonon. So,
and we're not bitter about it.
And one person sponsors him, so really, Verbal Tap is just not holding up their end of the deal on this one. We need Garry to come smash the two of us. Although I'm only taking on Garry if Kevin and I get to tag team, and we'll still lose.
Agreed. I think that's
100%. It was a draw from Lex. It was a draw from Christian. Kevin, how did you say that Kit is going to win?
It's going to be Kit Dale via Amba. Wait, what's an Australian accent? Is anybody
Not
like
that.
Not that, yeah.
Not that.
via Armbar? I can't do. It's gonna be Kid Dale via Armbar.
Put your drunk as fuck hat back on.
And Paul, how did you have this winning?
I've got Garry by either footlock or guillotine.
Not an answer. Not an answer. Just so everyone's.
Yeah, pick one.
You can't pick multiple choice. There's a 28% chance it's going to be a choke. No.
Gary by heel hook, although I think Kit will make it a very exciting match. And I'm glad that this is
because
actually
he's your friend,
still
right?
happening.
That's what it is. He's still your friend, so you want to clear that
Well,
up.
I'm just excited that this is still even happening because the whole I didn't get to shoot a preview video, let's cancel the
Yes,
fight
thank you.
drama that happened.
I was surprised that none of you brought this up on the analysis because, yes, and can we discuss this real quick? Not having a match because they couldn't film something.
If you think that Kit and Garry couldn't promote a fight, it's the most surprising development in Metamoris history, I think, because
Kit
those guys will
Dale's
sell it on their own.
Instagram is a promo for Metamoris for
Yes.
That should be just enough, literally, to take care of itself. And I just want to say this before we move on. Could you imagine the UFC canceling an event just because they couldn't do a preview video of Johnny Hendricks versus Robbie Lawler?
No fucking circumstances would that ever cancel a fight.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Choose your destiny.
And on this next fight, we've got Saulo Ribeiro versus Rodrigo Medeiros. Let us go ahead and start with Christian. How do you see this match going?
I feel like given the age of both of them, it's probably going to be a very long and slow match. I think Caprito's a monster, though. I mean, Caprito competes like all the time still, and he's really, really good. But Saulo is just a beast as well. But I know, like, remembering like Saulo fighting like Fowler at 80 cc's, Fowler caught him and everything like that. So I think it's going to be a good match. But I see Caprito submitting him. I don't know how. If I can just like pull in 5 answers, it wouldn't really work out. But I don't think Saulo is really going to be able to keep up with Caprito. So I think he's definitely going to catch him in the end. I don't know if it'll be like by rear naked choke or anything like that, but I think it's going to be in the very, very end of the match. He's going to catch him.
Are we overlooking the fact that last time we had elder statesmen of jiu-jitsu put on a really good match?
I mean, Eddie and Oiler's not that old, but I mean, like, Saulo's really, really good, and so is Caprito, but those guys are just, like, they're super, super old school, and they kind of just, they're just in a different realm. Like, their styles are old. Everything they do is just, like, more old school. That's the term that I meant. I didn't mean, like, being 65. I don't know how old they are, but, I mean, in that sense, it's going to be. If Metamoris is looking for, like, a very entertaining fight, this is definitely not going to be one of them, in my opinion.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get excited about this match anyway, right? Because it's still happening no matter what. Let me ask the notoriously most excited person on our panel, Lex, are you excited about this match?
I'm glad Christian said it. I'm usually the ages dude. I think this is going to be a slow, boring match, and nothing will happen. It'll be beautifully like Saulo style jiu-jitsu, which is control position. He's going to get a takedown.
It's going to be this beautiful expression of jiu-jitsu. Yawn.
It's going to be pressure, everything you know Saulo for, but nothing is going to happen.
Paul, can you talk some sense into this? Is this going to be a boring match or not?
I think it probably will be, but not for the same reasons as everyone else. I think it's because Eddie and Hoyler are lightweights. Lightweights, in my opinion, are always way more exciting to watch than big guys. So I think you add big guys that are a little bit older and do have more old school style that may not be the universal appeal to some, but I think for jiu-jitsu nerds and especially jiu-jitsu history nerds like myself, this is something I'm excited to see. That's just me, though.
That's where we ended up, despite that having nothing to do with what you were talking about originally.
One for the people that are jiu-jitsu nerds, because like Lex and Christian said, like this is going to be a slower pace, kind of methodical thing. So it's not going to be a match like Garry jumping all over the place. But for the fans of old school jiu-jitsu, it'll be fun.
This still seems like conditional excitement. Kevin, are you excited about this? Wait, hold on. No, Kevin, no, don't answer. Everybody here on the panel, not Kevin, raise your hand if you think Kevin's going to take the opposite view. No, really? Okay. All right, Kevin, what do you think?
I think Golden Girls was amazing. I think the Expendables series is one of the best things that has ever hit the theaters. And I can't wait to see two guys that don't get to compete on this stage anymore, because some of the more jaded brown belt amongst us might find that they always have the camera. These guys are coming back in. They're focused. And I don't know if anyone else saw that Solo's taking ice baths, and Coprino's hair is green, so they're thinking young. It has to be. This is going to be an exciting match, and someone's going to get finished at like minute 11, and we're going to be like, holy fucking balls, what happened in that fight? Why does everyone have so much energy when they're over 50 in jiu-jitsu?
Let me ask you this, Kevin. Ice baths mean youth?
Kinda. I mean, you have to have some serious youthful stones to get in a big trash can of ice. Yes, ice water.
For 25 seconds.
Well, it was like a minute, Christian.
It was a long
Kevin
time
can't even go with the obvious of, no, that was just for film. They edited out the 9 minutes he was in the bath, right?
Yeah, he hung out there.
Okay, so all of you think that this is going to be one for the history books, but have any of you said that you think that this is going to be a win or a draw? We're going to start over. Tell me win or draw, and by how if you think it is a win. Let's go over with Lex.
Draw.
Okay. I'm not going to ask any more. Paul?
I think it'll probably be a draw as well.
Okay. Christian?
Comprito in the last minute by rear naked choke.
Ah, okay. Somebody willing to make this more exciting. I like that. Weird how the parallels work here as well. Kevin?
Saulo via collar choke.
All right. Well, I guess
You're welcome. You're welcome,
Thank
everyone.
you. Kevin, you didn't wear a hat for that one. Did you have a hat for any of that?
I'm keeping it off for respect.
Oh, okay.
Wait, it's an old person hat. Psych, I've got one.
Wait,
They're only like
Kevin,
40 and 37. They're not ancient.
Kev, your hair right now is like 1996 Sheryl Crow. I think it's getting to a dangerous point.
I was going for an Atlantis Morset, but I'll take it. Listen, kids, I know it's popular to think that you should just buy one feed and share the password, but I'm here to tell you it affects more than you know. You think people just have money that grows on trees when their last name is Gracie? No, they have to fight with their cousins tooth and nail for everything they earn, and I think it's important that we buy the live stream so we can support that, family tournament hosting bravado that's happening, and it's really embarrassing as a jiu-jitsu community that we might rob them of $20.99 for that live stream, especially when they provided it half off for all those months.
This message was brought to you by Kevin Phillips. You can reach him at Phillips
Kevin1
on the Twitter.
And I'm sorry. Buy the stream. Buy the stream.
Choose your destiny.
All right, let's go to our next match, which is Dean Lister versus Josh Barnett. Let's go ahead and start with Kevin Phillips. Kevin, who do you see winning this fight?
I'm going to have to go, and I'm only doing it so if I'm the guy that predicts it right, I'm the only one that does it. I'm going with Josh Barnett via a catch. He's going to get something footlock-ish, heel hook-oriented, and finish Dean Lister, and he's going to be the first one to do it in 49 years. I don't know how long it's been, but a lot of years.
I'm going to ask you to clarify. Are you saying that someone is going to catch Dean Lister with a footlock. I just want to make sure that's what's going on public record.
I'm really going all in on this one, Rap. I'm putting the chips in the table, and I'm saying yes, that's what's happening.
Okay. Lex, would you like to inform Kevin how
There
he's
comes
wrong?
a time in every boy's life when he becomes a man and has to stand with Kevin on something. So I am actually going to change my mind and agree that somehow Barnett's going to submit Lister. Or I actually know exactly how. It'll be a knee bar. Because we know nobody can break Dean Lister's arm. Nobody's going to choke that giant neck. Nobody's going to heel hook or footlock him. It's going to be a knee bar. Knee bar.
I think the only way Dean would lose is if he fell walking into the ring. Other than that, I mean, Josh is a great guy. Like, he's really good and everything like that. But Dean is just on a different level, and I think that Dean's just he's going to be way too strong, way too fast for Josh. I mean, I think Josh has a chance, but if he's lucky, it'll go to a draw. Other than that, I mean, Dean obviously by heel hook is what I'm going to stick with.
This is interesting. Now, Paul, this is for the Metamoris heavyweight title, correct?
Sure.
Wow, so flippant about that. Tell us your feelings about this.
Well, I would love to have seen a tournament or something to substantiate why this is a title match. I believe the winner gets Hodger at the next one is the rumor that I've heard, which would be interesting for either guy. But yeah, I'm as far as it being a title match, I don't see a belt being anything that makes this that much different than any other Metamoris match.
Okay, so you don't think this is justifiable enough to actually just call it a title match, is what you're saying?
I mean, we sure call it a title match, throw out a belt, but I don't see why all of a sudden doing belts.
Let me ask you this though, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see this match playing out?
That's the big question. I think is less of how Josh and Dean are going to go out, and more of which Dean shows up. I'm hoping it's the Dean Lister that is motivated and doesn't just kind of stick the foot out, hoping that Josh grabs it. I really hope that Dean Lister at 100% comes out, and I think he'll submit Josh.
I think Paul's obviously pandering to what the world wants him to say, and of course it's easy to pick Dean Lister, but I don't make easy choices. I'm that guy in Saving Private Ryan that moves forward, to use a really terrible metaphor. I can see Josh Barnett preparing for this, maybe offering something that Dean Lister isn't used to. Maybe that really does have a tangible effect here, and catching him with a newness that he just wasn't prepared for.
Can you tell us a little bit more about newness, Christian? How much does newness play a role in jiu-jitsu?
I'm not really aware of this terminology. It's
You aren't? As a brown belt, you're not aware of newness?
Newness, no. I mean, I would say it obviously has to do with something that maybe that he hasn't experienced yet, but I wouldn't say it'd be new. I mean, I don't think Josh is going to go in there and berimbolo and take his back or something like that. That's definitely not going to happen.
Fucking amazing, though, wouldn't it?
I was about to say, are we taking bets on this? Because this sounds amazing. I feel like we could entice them by betting on this.
Unless Josh pulls out some ancient catch wrestling technique that Dean hasn't been training for or something like that, then yes. But I mean, I think Dean's game is so overwhelming that it's not going to matter what Josh brings to the table.
Kevin and I are a wolf pack of two, and I'm calling it a submission for Barnett.
Which is?
What? Knee bar.
Okay,
Knee
just
bar.
making sure.
Okay. Knee bar.
I mean, my man Lex cleared it up for ya. It's going to be Barnett via knee bar.
I'd like to point out the person agreeing with you is raising the roof in his little panel over here, so that's really the expert opinion you're going with. Wow. I've never
Dubs
felt
raised the roof
about doing this program than I just did right now. This is absolutely the worst thing that we've ever done. Paul?
I think Dean's going to win. I think he's going to somehow get a choke in there. I think that the leg lock games are both so well developed on either side that it won't be that. But I'm hoping Dean comes out and takes the back and gets a choke.
Great. Christian?
Dean, heel hook, about 3 minutes in, real quick and easy. Done.
Whoa, 3 minutes.
Yup.
Son, you were not kidding about that walking in.
Nope, not at all.
As the
Not
only
at all.
way to do it. God damn.
That's it. Call it a day.
Mr. Josh Barnett, I can get you the Guantanamo Bay-esque hotel that Christian is post it up at, and we will make that happen.
Choose your destiny.
Let's go ahead and go to our next fight. You know what? All we're going to do is we're just going to put highlights of our last preview show as to who's going to win between Keenan and Cornelius, because he and Vinny Magalhães have already been previewed as far as I'm concerned by us, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
I mean, we haven't changed our opinions, have we, Kevin? You still think that Vinny is going to win, right?
That's why I have the eye blackout hat, because Keenan should wear this after he gets flying triangled by Vinny Magalhães.
Christian, do you see that as a possibility?
No, not at all. Considering the fact that Vinny's known for flying arm bars, but obviously I'm not going to judge anybody for not knowing that. I mean, I saw Vinny doing a lot of parachute running and kettlebell lifting, and training a lot with his students, but Keenan is on a different level. I'm not trying to be biased, but that kid, there's just something wrong with that kid. He's just a phenom. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a good match for sure. He's so hot right now. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Vinny's going to really put up a good fight. I don't even know if Keenan's going to catch him, but I don't think Vinny's going to definitely be able to submit Keenan at all.
Christian, you might have some insight with this. You actually get to train with Keenan. Is the ability to find metal on beaches, is that really helping his game at all? Is that something that we don't know about as mere mortals?
Yeah, I mean, it's something. I asked him, and I didn't really understand his answer. He was just kind of babbling for a long time, but
he does that.
Inspiration. Yeah, I mean, apparently he panhandles and he does some kind of juggling on the beach as well that nobody knew about. But I mean, it was entertaining. I guess that's what he was going for. He's blooming as a businessman for marketing for himself, which is awesome. But I mean, if he can find metals in the ocean, he can definitely find a foot or something else like that on Vinny, and it's going to be really nice. For sure.
Wow, that just happened, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Mark that moment down on the video podcast. That's the kind of insight you get with training with Keenan Cornelius. Let's ask this over to Lex Friedman. Are you excited about this? Do you even remember who you were going for originally?
Are you kidding me? I have posters of Keenan all over my room.
I can see your room. You clearly have no posters. At least come up with a lie that's something we can't see right there.
I keep black and white pictures next to my bed of Keenan. Is that better? I and light it with a candle. Yeah, no, Keenan is amazing. There's no way anybody's beating Keenan. Unless he reaps Vinny's leg, and they call it DQ. That'd be pretty funny.
I don't think they do that here.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, I don't think that's the way that one's going.
Well, I would say that you should look at the training camps that both of these guys have. Keenan definitely is training with some of the best in the world right now. Vinny is teaching, and I don't think has the caliber of people like Keenan has to train with. So despite being an amazing grappler, no one's really coaching Vinny or really getting him ready for this that I know of. I know Fredson Pakshaw was teaching at Syndicate as well, but I think he's been in Brazil for a while. So with Keenan just being on a tear lately and training with the best in the world, Vinny kind of being in and out of competitive grappling, I'm going to go with Keenan on this. I don't know if he'll be able to submit Vinny because Vinny's pretty damn unsubmittable, but if anyone can do it, I would say it is Keenan.
Are we overlooking the fact that with Vinny, he beat Buchecha, who has had some great matches with Keenan in his own right? Are we bypassing that fact in this match that we're looking at just because Keenan is so hot right now?
Well, I think that when he beat Buchecha was still coming up and has kind of skyrocketed since then. Keenan continues to just get better and better. I think that after he beat Lucas Leite, I kind of decided never to bet against him or count him out of anything because the way he pulled out that arm bar was just kind of sick. So, yeah, I can't bet against Keenan with Vinny being in and out of competitive grappling. As much as I'm a fan of his, I got to go with Keenan on this one. I don't know how it's going to go. I think it could go to a draw, but Vinny being a big guy, if he's not conditioned, and Keenan having really, really good conditioning, I think it may come some type of submission later in the fight, going towards kind of the last 5 minutes maybe.
Once again, one for specific ends to fights. Paul Moran. Let's go over to Kevin Phillips, who will probably give us a definitive answer. How do you see this ending again? Did you say flying triangle? Is that what we're going to quote you on?
Yes, as Christian so bountifully pointed out in his dorm room, he's known for the flying arm bars, but that's why he's going to pull a flying triangle. Vinny is not some other person. Vinny's the phenom Keenan is. That's what we're talking about. Vinny just didn't have YouTube quite as explorative as Keenan has had. Frankly, I don't have the time to explain to Keenan what a syllogism is. If I did, that would explain why the beach metal video sort of saw to me that he couldn't tell the difference between an ass and the ocean, and I think that's what's going to happen here as he goes after Vinny, and Vinny's going to catch him in something. Michael Jordan lost, people. Michael Jordan lost. Michael Jordan lost all the time. That's what's going to happen
that same
here.
fact, Kevin, Michael Jordan has never beat Keenan Cornelius. So, really, that doesn't
Metamoris 5. Metamoris 5, Raph. I think we should...
Secret match. Yes.
How do you see Keenan winning? Because obviously you have a preference in this, Christian.
I see Keenan taking Vinny's back, getting tired. Like I like the standpoint that obviously, Vinny doesn't have a lot of training partners, and I know obviously he's teaching full time, and obviously he's got to kind of find his own training inside that, and Keenan's definitely training with a lot of really, really good guys, and I see it every day and get to jump with him once in a while.
Are you saying that because you're one of them?
No, maybe. So basically, what I'm saying is, I think it's going to be a really, really good fight, and I think it's going to come down to conditioning definitely towards the end. And I think Keenan's going to pull away with it, maybe takes his back or something like that. But I don't think Vinny's just going to go down easy, and it's definitely going to be a big challenge.
And I see Keenan being a backpack from hell. He's going to take Vinny's back and rear naked choke.
Did you just
standing?
Answer? Oh, standing. Oh, okay.
Way
different.
Us brown belts, we think the same.
Yep.
Us brown belts.
Is there any way we can place a bet on someone winning by staff or by ringworm?
I actually have Kevin K.O. Casey losing by heel hook if he ends up fighting. I just did make a note of that. So
Perfect.
Oof, I'm going to leave that alone considering some drug tests have come back. Let's do this. All right,
Speaking
guys.
of drug tests.
Yes, what about them?
I thought you were going to go into Chael, Sonnen.
Choose your destiny. Choose your destiny.
Let us start with Christian Woodmansey. How do you see this match going?
Not biased or anything, but definitely Andre. I don't know if Chael realizes this is jiu-jitsu, not a wrestling match. And obviously he's going to come and he's going to be strong, but I mean Andre is a monster. I have not seen anybody come to that gym yet and give Andre a hard time. But I think it's good for Chael to try and step up, but he's nowhere near the level of grappling that Andre is. And obviously you've seen the Metamoris video, and him and JT are training really hard during picnics. And that's going to prepare him for Chael 110%. But other than that, I mean, I think Chael is going to get submitted very, very fast. And if anything, he's going to try and shove for the first 5 minutes, even though he said he wasn't going to. But Andre by submission very, very fast.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. You said so much shit. I've got to break that down bit by bit. Let's go with this first one. You mentioned JT and Andre. Does this normally happen at picnics with them?
I was there.
JT normally turn into a T1000 and go after Andre Galvao?
JT is no joke. Whenever JT has shorts on, he's going after somebody, and he usually wears shorts all the time. But I mean, the picnic, it was intense, and Metamoris was there, and JT felt it was time to step up. It's a possibility that he's the secret match. I can't confirm or deny that, but I mean, we'll see. But I mean, JT is no joke, and JT is definitely one of Andre's main training partners for this fight.
And I guess number two is this. You are saying that Chael Sonnen, despite his coach saying otherwise, will Benny Hill highlight his way for running for about 5 minutes before engaging. Is that what you're saying here?
I think Chael's going to realize that he can't do anything against Andre and then either lay down and then just try to not get submitted, or he's just going to keep running around in circles. But, I mean, either way, I don't see him being able to do anything against Andre.
Okay, now that you've brought that up, let's go to the most distinguished-looking member of our panel right now. Kevin Phillips, what's your insight on this match?
Well, when I put this hat on, I can believe Chael Sonnen will win, because it removes my ability to think logically, and I just sort of go with whatever takes me is, as you're noticing, the only way I could possibly see this fight going for Chael Sonnen.
Can you tell me how you came up with that accent?
Well, I'm from Kansas, so I just dealt a lot of. This is sidebar. I took the hat off, obviously.
Oh,
I mean, frankly, come on, Andre Galvao is gonna murder him or anyone without the experience necessary to get him. But just if I'm being honest about the way I feel, otherwise, obviously, Chael Sonnen is gonna decimate him with that wrestling. America's martial art. Am I right, boys? Bop, bop, bop.
Well, hold on, Kevin. I just saw the part of the script that you left out that said, "And the South will rise again."
Yeah, except
I
Chael's
do
from
declare.
Oregon, but who cares? Woo!
America.
Well,
America.
I would like to apologize to anybody who has decency and sense.
Me too. Me too.
But
seriously.
then I'd also like to say, what the fuck are you doing watching us? So, really your fault. Let's go over to Paul Moran. Paul, I want to ask you this because nobody seems to think Chael has a chance here. Do you think he has a chance?
I think this is going to be a repeat of basically, we already saw this with Jacare and Randy. Does Chael have a chance to stall and win, possibly to submit Galvao? I don't see that happening. He could maybe eke out a draw, but I don't see him submitting Andre at all.
Okay. All the jiu-jitsu people seem to be in agreement here, but I'm going to go over to Lex. I mean, you're not excited about this match, are you?
Wrestling. Good old American wrestling. No, I'm not crazy enough to pick Sonnen, but I do hope he gets submitted quickly. Because the important thing about this match is this is by far the biggest MMA guy, I think, that's done Metamoris.
Brendan Schaub? You didn't do it?
Kevin Casey?
Right. So this would I know this is not fair, but this is kind of show that, listen, jiu-jitsu guys are serious, fighters. And if Andre Galvao submits Sonnen really quick, it'll show that this is a real thing. I don't know. It just proves that jiu-jitsu is an effective martial art.
Well, I think we're all in agreement. So let's go down the line. I guess since all of you are discounting the American gangster, let's just figure out how he will lose. Let's go down the line. Let's start with Paul.
Galvao by armbar.
Lex?
I actually don't think he'll lose. I think it'll be a draw.
You think that Andre will give him the honor of finishing it out?
He won't have a choice. I think submitting a wrestler is not as easy as Mr. Galvao thinks, as good as he is.
As he thinks.
It's
What
just
quote
his
are you
imagination.
Oh, I forgot to say, me and Andre are friends, so that's we talked about that.
Okay. Wow.
I call him Dre.
Christian, how do you see Andre winning this?
Actually, Andre just texted me and he said he was going to beat Chael by wrist lock via 2 minutes in. So that's going to be nice and easy, yeah.
Hold on, wait. You just got texted by Galvao?
Yeah. Duh, that's what I just said. What are you surprised about this?
I'm clarifying because, first of all, name dropper. Second of all,
We're talking about him. It's not a name drop if we're talking about him.
I just got a Snapchat from him, whatever.
Perfect.
does the panel have anything they'd like to say to Mr. Galvao?
So I think Galvao's probably going to win via a Kimura. But hold on. Chael Sonnen via rodeo choke, baby. He's going to get on him, ride it for 8, and finish it up.
Out of hand.
You know when you feel the podcast has died a death that it didn't deserve? That's the moment. So, timestamp everybody. Let's leave with some final impressions. What do you guys think will be the match of the night? Let's go ahead and start over with Lex.
Despite what I said, I think it'll be Garry Tonon versus Kit Dale. I think Kit doesn't care enough about winning or losing. He'll put on a show, and Garry always puts on a show. So I think it'll be like an awesome scrambling match, and it'll be fun to watch.
I agree with Lex. I think that's going to be the match that really blows up, and I hope it's going to be a highlight reel of both guys putting on really, really good jiu-jitsu. And I think that the rest of the card will be a solid card, but I'm not super huge into the MMA versus jiu-jitsu kind of super fights as far as it being a huge draw. That's me, though.
That's fine, and it is you, but I would like to point out, do you think it does something for us as a sport? Do you think it gives us more visibility?
Sure, if the match is exciting. I think that if Chael Sonnen fans tune in, they'll probably be disappointed in watching a sport jiu-jitsu match between him and Galvao, but if they get to see Kit and Garry go, or Keenan's match, I think could be very exciting. I think that's going to be the hook, even if somebody else kind of brought them to the party.
I was going to say the same thing. I think Garry and Kit are going to put on a really good show. I think they both deserve to obviously get a lot of recognition as well. Gary's a monster, and it'll be really, really good for the sport to see like two guys like that go at it. But since they already said it, I'll definitely say that Keenan and Vinny is going to be a really, really entertaining fight. I think Vinny's going to bring it as much as he can for as long as he can, and then Keenan's just going to kind of do his typical Keenan thing with his mouth open and his mouth guard hanging out. So I would definitely say either one of those fights are going to be great for the card, and they're going to be the most entertaining.
You're definitely a great hype man. You definitely have got in some great digs at Vinny's expense of being like, I think he's going to fight as one of the most amazing matches, for him.
First of all, I'm not nearly as impressed by Keenan and Andre's training partners as some of the other members of our panel. But I'll be very clear about. I've heard they'll let anyone in. That's just. I'm not there.
Christian, do you want me to arrange a rolling session with you and Kevin Phillips? Okay. That seems
I don't lower myself to training with blue belts.
Kev needs to get his hat back on.
Yeah.
I'll take Christian. I'll take America. No, to me the most exciting fight's really easy. It's really easy. Keenan's the best. Vinny's the most fearless. Those two are going to clash, and it's going to be genius. Even if it's 4 minutes long, which it could be with those two fighters, it's going to be an insane matchup. Vinny really does have that explosiveness. Keenan's reputation is unimpeachable. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
What do you think is going to be the biggest surprise of Metamoris 4? We're going to go ahead and start with Christian.
I think it's going to be the secret fight. I think it's going to be someone that no one's expecting. Maybe it's going to be someone like that's just there, like obviously like Glover or Kenny per se. But I think the other person is just going to be out of this world, and it's going to be like really, really cool because they're kind of keeping it under wraps well. So I think it's going to be the biggest surprise.
Okay. Is there any point, what is the most disappointing version of a secret match for you?
It'll be somebody that we just have either one, no idea about, or two, it's going to be somebody who was there, like Kevin Casey, and just kind of stepped up in the last 12 seconds and just kind of went out there.
The biggest surprise is going to be if Chael Sonnen makes it past the 5-minute mark, which I think he can, but that would be the biggest surprise.
Let's go over to Lex.
As my good friend from the South has already said, I believe Josh Barnett beating Dean Lister. By the way, I love Dean Lister. I really think he's going to win, but I have to pick.
Yeah. We got it.
I think Barnett beating Dean Lister will be the biggest surprise, for sure.
I think the secret match is going to be a rematch of Sakuraba and Halleck Gracie. Now that I think of it, Halleck will get to use the backpack. Sakuraba is going to get to use 3 miles of tape to keep his joints together, and will exact revenge for everyone that's been a fan of Saku forever. Gracie Hunter for the win. Yeah.
What if Halleck's backpack is like his utility belt? What if it's his Batman source of being able to be amazing?
It could be Gia Nagi too. Or maybe it's a rap battle of him and Kevin Casey.
Wow.
Any of these things could happen.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
You guys, we want to thank you for supporting this. We want to thank you for supporting all of our podcasts, all of our brands. It's been a blast to do these things. We look forward to doing another one. And guess what? just because Metamoris is happening doesn't mean we're going to ignore it. We're not only going to cover it on our podcast, but we're going to do another one of these videos. So look forward to that with a recap of Metamoris with all the exclusive footage. Yes, you heard me. Exclusive footage from Metamoris on our next one. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
But hopefully Al Qaeda lets Christian loose soon, so he can go back to training.
Oh, real funny. We're still on this dorm joke. Yeah, it's funny. I got it. It's funny. I understand.
It's not even the room; it's the lighting.
It is a little bit.
It's the lighting from my computer.
I know what it is.
We know what it is.
Blair Witch
I don't even
type
have
shit.
I don't even have a light in my room. Okay.
Next time, yeah, I agree. Christian should do this running through the woods next time. That would be phenomenal.
I'll remember this. I'll remember this when I'm on Metamoris. I'm gonna remember this exact.
I'm not doing your fucking podcast, you dickheads.
You fucks.